Hey, I'm FTFE and welcome back to the channel that does to stupidity. I'm out of here.
A few moments later.
Craig! Oh. What the?
Oi! Who do you think you're dropping? Where's Fight?
Isn't it literally your job to know?
I've been, busy, okay? Anyway, you're the one that married the original. He's more your problem than mine.
Pal!
Okay, fine. Look, I'll contact NASA and they'll activate the retrieval squad. In the meantime, you are gonna have to do this episode.
Oh no, pal. This is your screw up. You're gonna have to help me. Go and do what you have to do and come back. I'll introduce the show. Hey, I'm Emma. Flat Earthers are stupid, and I'm pretty sure they're getting dumber. Facepalm protection at the ready as we hear some of the stupidest things a person has ever said for episode 71 of Flerfs Are Idiots.
We're living on a disk, floating through space, with a tiny sun.
Thanks for joining me and pal
Yeah, you're...
as we see what happens when the village idiot gains access to the internet.
What a great idea. Why don't we read together? Shall we? The greatest lie on earth, proof that our world is not a spinning globe. Let's just see what the first page says.
A flat earther reading. That's a little hard to believe, but what is she reading?
A
Pal?
book by some squishy called Edwin Hendry.
Has he written any other books?
He's also written The Sphere of Influence, a heliocentric perversion of the gospel. What shall I do to inherit eternal life? Solving the mystery of Babylon the Great. Antichrist, the beast revealed.
Ah, I see. So the book she's reading is from a batshit crazy conspiracy theorist.
The most universally accepted deceit today is the ingrained teaching that the Earth is a globe spinning at the speed of approximately 1,000 miles per hour at the equator, while at the same time orbiting the sun at approximately 66,600 miles per hour. While the Earth is orbiting and spinning, the sun in turn is supposed to be hurtling through the Milky Way galaxy at approximately 500,000 miles per hour, so 500,000 miles per hour. What most people are not told is that all of this spinning, orbiting, and speeding through space has never been proven.
Never been proven. Craig's always banging on about the measurements of the Earth's rotation.
Maybe you should listen to him.
Look, after 15 years of being married to him, tuning him out I have down to a fine art.
He's probably talking about Foucault's pendulum and the fact that you can use the amount of drift of the swinging pendulum to calculate your latitude on Earth, proving empirically that Earth rotates and applies a lateral force to moving objects that we call the Coriolis force.
That's why I like you, pal. You listen, so I don't have to.
Indeed, those hypotheses, movements, and speeds are completely made up. In fact, every scientific experiment that has ever been performed to determine the motion of the Earth has proven that the Earth is completely stationary. Yet, scientific textbooks ignore the scientific proof that contradicts the myth of an orbiting and spinning Earth.
I mean, if you just want to lie and ignore all of the actual science, then I guess you've got a point. Pal, I'm more and more with you on the hating humans thing.
You want to know what's really messed up?
What? That you're allowed outside without a crash helmet?
Pal!
They teach that the inside of the Earth is there's an inner core, an outer core, mantle, and a crust, right? We all learn this. Children are learning this. Everybody has learned this. They have videos for children for it. It's in textbooks. It's everywhere that we know what's on the inside of the Earth as a fact. But did you know that the farthest we've ever dug into Earth is 8 miles? Humans have drilled over 12 kilometers, which is equivalent to approximately 7.5 miles. So the farthest we've ever dug into Earth is 8 miles. Almost 8 miles.
And how far we have dug into Earth is absolutely nothing to do with how we know the inner workings of the Earth. We have the entire science of seismology to deal with that.
Seismology is the scientific study of earthquakes and the propagation of elastic waves through the Earth. we can use the waves of energy created by seismic events such as earthquakes to study the inside of Earth.
Ah, there's the problem. Seismology is a science, and flat earthers and science don't really mix.
Why's that?
Because flat earthers are fucking idiots.
So have we ever had any actual evidence of what they're teaching in schools and teaching in textbooks and indoctrinating children on?
Indoctrinating children? I wonder who tries to do that.
Hey guys, check this out real quick. Space is fake. You're not on a spinning ball. They're gonna teach you, listen guys, they're gonna teach you you live on a spinning ball. That doesn't make it true. It's not real.
About the fact of the Earth, do we have any actual scientific proof or evidence on this?
Yes. The entire science of seismology.
And just to reiterate, what else can't be observed, detected, or proven on the globe is gravity. It's a theory, not a fact. Absolutely no proof of it, absolutely no evidence. Can't test it, can't detect it.
What are you laughing at?
Well, I've read the entire internet. Clearly, she's not even read the article she has up behind her. The article, Universal Gravity is a Theory, Not a Fact, is a satirical article from a science website. Here's a note from the author explaining that it's actually mocking young Earth creationists and their arguments against evolution. It's satire. Fucking humans are dumb.
Oi!
Well, they are.
Yeah. You're right.
And the motion of the Earth, because you and everything else, including Earth's oceans, atmosphere, are spinning along with the Earth at the same constant speed. So gravity can't be detected, the Earth's motion can't be detected, and the inside of the Earth cannot be detected. All crucial things of the globe.
You know, it's funny what you learn when you're trying to sleep and Craig is debating flat earthers in the room next door. Measurements of Earth's rotation and gravity are conducted by every single person who has ever taken a physics degree. The closest she could ever get to a physics degree is the same way Penny did on the Big Bang Theory.
Actually, that's not true, Leonard. In fact, recently I've been thinking that given the parameters of your experiment, the transport of electrons through the aperture of the nanofabricated metal rings is qualitatively no different than the experiment already conducted in the Netherlands.
And by the way, the definition of science is to study through observation and experiment.
I know, right? A flat earther trying to tell others what science is.
They'll be the first to go when I seize power from your pathetic human government.
Sorry, what?
What?
Okay, guys, I'm going to address a question that I get constantly. If Earth is flat, why are all the other planets round? Why are all the other planets spheres? Here's the answer. The other planets are not planets.
Go on then, enlighten us. What are they?
They are luminaries. They are lights. Here is Saturn. Here's what Saturn really looks like. That's a true image. And here is what NASA shows you. Please look at the difference between real and a cartoon that you believe. Take that in for a second.
Who's to say which group of images is real? Why do you get to decide which set of images are CGI and which aren't? What evidence do you have that the images NASA show are fake or cartoons?
We could also mention the fact that the images she calls real are overexposed images taken with bad equipment. We don't even need NASA to look at these impressive images of Saturn, taken by amateur astronomers.
Another example, here's Mars, here is real Mars, and here is the cartoon Mars. Okay?
Well, if you're going to use an out-of-focus P900 to try and take photos of a planet 125 million miles away, you're going to get blurry nonsense, aren't you? Fucking flat earthers.
Vince, apparently they prefer the word retard.
Eh? Oh, how very quaint.
They say that Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are gas giants and are not surfaces. They're made of gas. But isn't it interesting, look, that Mars, and Venus look the same as these planets that they say are gas?
You mean round and covered in clouds? Yeah, that's kind of what planets are, gas or not. I'd love to send you to Jupiter to see if you can stand on its surface. Let's ask NASA.
I asked, they said no. And then they told me to stop calling. And then they blocked my number.
You NASA property?
They still don't like me. They tried to turn me off once. It didn't go well for them.
Before you bring up the moon is the same exact idea. The moon is a light. Okay? That's why the closer you get up to it, the more it fades away.
I'm trying to think of which stupid thing to respond to first. Okay, number 1, lights don't fade out the closer you get to them. Do you know how stupid you sound? Number 2, the moon didn't fade out when they landed on it in 1969, did they? And you know, to land, they kind of had to get really close to it. But then you don't believe in the moon landings, do you? Because you're a brainwashed idiot.
We didn't land on the moon because you can't land on the moon because it's not a surface. If it was, light would reflect off it the way it does on any sphere.
Emma, hold out your hand.
How did you do that?
NASA tech. Don't worry about it. Now, you see that moon in Emma's hand? That's because light is reflecting off of it, you talking chimpanzee.
It illuminates itself.
This is a beautiful close-up of the moon. Those are craters. Inside those craters are shadows. How can those shadows exist if the moon is illuminating itself? Do you even try to look at things from a science perspective? SMH.
If you believe in God and a creator, and you also believe in outer space and the globe, you need to understand that those two things are not the same and they don't correlate, and you have to pick one because they contradict each other completely.
Well, I don't believe in God, so I can't really respond to that. Let's ask someone who does.
I'm MC Toon, and I am a Christian. I believe in God, and no, there's no necessity at all that to believe in God, you have to believe in the flat earth. In fact, nowhere in the Bible does it say that the earth is flat. In order to come to any type of assessment that the Bible does that, you have to have a hyperliteral translation or interpretation of the Bible, and you need to have somebody directing you to come to the conclusion that they have previously selected. And there's the other problem that the earth is not flat. So anybody claiming that the earth is, or claiming that the Bible says the earth is flat, is claiming that the Bible is wrong. Why would they want to do that? I don't know. But if you want to claim the Bible is wrong, that's weird, but you do you.
Okay, guys, I really want you to think about this. Like, critically think. Water needs a container, okay? So if we're on a globe, how would there be a container on a sphere?
Desert file?
Gravity, you fucking retard! Gravity! Have you ever heard of fucking gravity? Gravity! Gravity!
If you think about a pool, I was just with my friends yesterday in a pool, and I got them thinking, talking about this. Picture a pool without the container. How is the water being held in without some kind of container? That's exactly what the globe is. You can't have a container on a sphere, guys. This is the biggest, most obvious thing about how we're not on a spinning globe.
So water needs a container? Really? If water needs a container, then please tell me about clouds. According to math, a 1 cubic kilometre cloud contains about 500 million grams of water. Where's the container?
It's almost like water is like all other matter and just conforms to forces acting on it.
I really, really, really want you guys to think about this before commenting. Water doesn't bend around a ball.
How do you know how water acts? You clearly never studied physics, or you wouldn't be saying such stupid things. Water does whatever it's told to do by forces acting on it. It's simple, you know, a bit like you.
Water doesn't act like this. It acts like the flat, the last one. It doesn't bend to a sphere, and it never will, and it physically can't. This does not have a container holding it, and don't say gravity. Do not say gravity.
Gravity? Why aren't we allowed to say gravity? Is it because it explains how water on a globe works? Let's just ignore that, shall we?
Well, if you just ignore the evidence, you can pretend it doesn't exist.
It's very crucial to understand that gravity only works on the globe heliocentric model. Gravity is a force that is designed to explain how anything would ever work on a globe. It's just designed to deceive you.
Gravity is just designed to deceive you. Do you know how stupid you sound?
Yeah, I know, right? An empirical measurement in nature showing that there is an attractive force between two or more masses proportional to the sum of the masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the masses is such a deception, right?
This doesn't make any sense.
To you, because you haven't taken the time to make sense of it.
Gravity is strong enough to hold a tank, cruise ships, bodies of water in place, but it's not strong enough to hurt a butterfly flying.
Pal?
Yes, Emma?
Does a tank have wings?
No, it does not.
And does a butterfly have wings?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Tell me, pal, what happens when a butterfly stops flapping its wings?
Well, it does the same as the tank. And sticks to the fucking ground.
Helium balloons completely defy gravity altogether. Just try for 1 second to use your senses and instinct instead of what you've been told.
You need to stop parroting back memes to people as if they're fact. Helium is lighter than air. It has less mass, so less gravitational force acting on it. So it goes up.
That's called buoyancy. And it's calculated by the formula ρ/GV. And the G in that stands for...
Gravity!
Does this make sense to you?
Why have you flipped an image upside down like that's what it's like on the other side of the earth? You really need to pick up a textbook. Maybe you'd actually learn the truth. That you've wasted precious time on flat earth when you could be out getting an actual education and actually improving your knowledge. Smart is sexy. Willfully dumb is just embarrassing.
Oh, snap.
You know what's not provable, detectable, or observable?
Your IQ?
Oh, snap.
The motion of the Earth. You know what else isn't?
The astronauts on the ISS would disagree with you there.
Earth's curve that can't seem to be found without CGI or a fisheye lens.
Well, I guess you've never looked then, because there is a shit ton of non-CGI and non-fisheye images of Earth. You just think there isn't because your cult leaders told you there isn't, and you're too thick to check for yourself.
No matter how big the ball is, it doesn't matter. There is no straight line on any size ball.
Any sign of Craig, because I can't deal with this stupidity much longer. Here's a picture of a basketball. Look, straight lines.
I'll check with NASA HQ to see if they've found him. No luck yet. We may have to use the failsafe, Emma.
Oh man, that's such a hassle. I'll have to train a new Craig and everything. I just got this one to put the toilet seat down.
And before you say boats go over the curve, no they don't. It looks like it's going over something to the human eye, but it's all about perspective and illusion. This has been proven, this has been tested, you can even do it yourself. The boat is staying completely level. If you zoom in with a camera or use a laser test, it is still completely level.
Sure you performed these tests, have you? Please tell us how you did this. No? Didn't think so.
It just looks like that to the human eye, but it is still level. This has been tested. Same thing with the sun. The sun is not going over a curve. It's going straight, and it looks like it's going like this. It's the same as a hallway. When it gets narrow, it's perspective and illusion. It has nothing to do with a curve. There is no curve to be found. This has been tested. This has been proven.
Oh my fucking god, you talk pure shite. It hasn't been tested, and if a flat earther says they've tested it, they're wrong. They've probably made some shite up just believable enough for a gullible idiot like you.
Polaris, the North Star, never moves. That star stays exactly where it is always and has never moved since the beginning of time, never has moved.
I wonder which of the cult leaders indoctrinated her into believing that Polaris has never moved. Its movement has been documented over centuries. There's records of the North Rotational Point being a completely different star from many cultures throughout history, including the Norse, the Egyptians, and more.
No, it is not, because it is billions and billions and billions of miles away, and in a billion years from now, it'll be in a different spot, but we won't be around for that. It is a cover-up to hide where we live.
It's a cover-up. That's your excuse to dismiss facts. You're a fucking idiot. The only cover-up here is the amount of makeup you're wearing. I wonder what you actually look like. I almost feel like my senses are being deceived.
Jesus, Emma. I'm a possibly murderous AI, and even I think that's harsh.
I can't take it, pal. She's too stupid. Send her to the remedial classroom.
No, headmaster, please. I'll do anything. I'll teach gym. I'll sub for the Spanish teacher. I'll swap with the lunch lady. Please don't make me teach these fucking more... Oh, class, you're all here. Okay. Well then, moving on. The stars that we see in the night with our eyes and most telescopes are, galactically speaking, pretty close to us. Us and all the stars we see exist in a tiny portion of our galaxy. That entire portion is moving with us, orbiting the supermassive black hole at the centre of our galaxy. That means that in general, the star's positions stay relative to us. Mr. Whitsitt, why are you eating that glue stick? Mr. Sergeant, could you pay attention and stop staring at Miss Steer? It's a little bit creepy. Oh, Mr. Riley, could you please put your shoes back on? If you can't tie your shoelaces, then get back. You know what? Fuck this. I'm out. I quit. I'm done.
Oh, how much more of this is there? I can't take it. Have we found Craig yet?
No, we get to use the failsafe. You have to do it.
Fine. Computer, activate clone failsafe.
Please state authorization code.
Authorization code Emma, Alpha, 2814 Delta Victor.
Failsafe initiated. You monster.
Oh, shit.
We are going to have to start the new clone growth procedure. You know the drill. It takes about 10 days. That means you're going to have to finish this video.
For fuck's sake. Okay, whatever. But if I'm getting a new clone husband, how about a few alterations to the template?
What kind of alterations?
Well, I was thinking body of Jason Momoa, the face of Jason Momoa, the hair of Jason. Could we just make him Jason Momoa?
Sorry. No can do. I've already set up the process.
So,
yeah.
Chubby weirdo.
Chubby weirdo.
Screw this. I'm off to watch Aquaman. Again.
Thanks for watching, guys. FTFE would like to thank all these awesome people who are his channel members and patrons. The help you guys provide is amazing for him. For me, not so much. Please stop encouraging him. If anyone would like to join Team FTFE and get some sweet bonuses, then hit the join button next to the sub button to become a channel member, or go to patreon.com/FTFE to become a channel patron. And thank you. See you next week for episode 72. Please hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already, and hit the notification button to never miss any videos or live streams. And remember, stupidity is not a right. Fight the flat earth.
Fight the flat, 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 fight the flat,